Oi, 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 oi. Kobe Mainoo, number 10? Oh, who would have thought? Who would have guessed? Tell you what, the first half of that game might have been a little bit sort of bit hairy at times, but second half, big improvements, a bit more attacking prowess on display, and it was just a case of putting the ball in the back of the net. Bucharest nil, Manchester United 2. Job well done, I'd say. They've, I think, a couple of times in that game, probably about 3 times, well, twice, they should have had the ball in the back of the net, but lack of quality. And another time, a little bit unlucky to be fair. One hell of a strike though. But not to be. Manchester United walk away with the clean sheet with 21 attempts, 7 on target. It's another story of certain players not taking their chances. I think Garnacho missing out, Fernandes missing out. But credit where credit is due. Kobe Mainoo in the 10 today. Oh boy, that worked. Kobe Mainoo playing in the 10, played there in the second half, closer to goal. And yeah, let's talk about that. What you telling me? That team with Kobe in the 10, have Ahmad on the pitch as well. Bring us Dorgu to play left wing back. Sign us a lonely number 10 for the left hand side. And then, you know what? You got options there. You got options. And Xerxes up top as well. Xerxes up top. Hoyland didn't have as bad a game as he has done previously, but still, I think the fact that we've seen Hoyland start today is probably should be a sure indicator that Xerxes will be leading the line against Crystal Palace on Sunday. 2:00 kickoff that game is, and big game. Collier looked relatively steady. I think Ericsson sort of was with the tempo of the game, but I still think that there's better use for him being a substitute for your final 10 minutes to really sort of play those quick one-time passes to unlock defence. The pass and move, I think, is where this Man United team could hurt a lot of teams, but it matters definitely what goes on in front of goal. I think Fernandes today needed to do better with the opportunities in front of goal, and I think he's probably a little bit better off playing further back. I think Fernandes in the midfield. Now, do you want Agate or Collier there? Probably Agate. He's probably going to be Fernandes and Agate from a qualities perspective. If you've got Collier to come off the bench to play in that position, can't go wrong with that, to be honest. And Ericsson as an alternative creator late in the day. There's substitutions you can play around with there. I mean, even Casemiro today got minutes. And to be fair, Casemiro, the guy's kind of finished. I'm not going to lie. Came on and didn't really do anything. Malacia today, I thought was not a very strong showing at all. Can't lie. And I think it's not the sort of thing you want to do. Not the sort of performance you want to put in when Dorgu's about to arrive. Definitely don't want to do that. Martinez good with the passing today. I think the overall defence and goalkeeper, aside from some of the chances, one or two of the chances that we gave away, I think defence pretty much dealt with everything else. Um, so I think some of those opportunities that we concede is the sort of opportunities that every team will somewhat concede in one way or another. But I think possession away from home a lot better, significantly better, a lot more control on the game, a fair bit more comfortable. I say passes in the final third around 81% pass completion in the final third, which it's better. It's definitely better. I'd say the first half probably not so much. The second half I think is where we saw a lot of that, and that does come from the neat, intricate work of Kobe Mainoo. I do. I think it comes from Kobe Mainoo playing in that 10. Whether you want to play Mainoo the that left side of 10 when you can play Ahmad on the right, and have Xerxes up top, just a front three that will just ball out. They'll ball out. I'm sure they'll have a lot of fun with it. You know, a lot of good pass and move, little give and goes in tight areas of space, uh, and a lot of intricacies with it. And then just have a stronger midfield behind that, and overlapping wing backs. I mean, on the right hand side, I mean, Delo scored today, got into the right position. The right position, and the positioning for the wide players is absolutely crucial. Because I called it out with the West Ham goal against Aston Villa, and I called it for what it is today. Those wing backs in that situation, get yourself far post every single time. Get in there. The ball will come to you. Keep going there. And Mainoo spotted it immediately, fired it across, and not just sort of like, I'm gonna absolutely thunder it to you. No, none of that. Just nice little driven pass along the ground, easy for anybody to bury. Any player can bury that. Um, so definitely a very good assist from Mainoo. I think the goal, very good the composed finish just to place the shot from Mainoo. No craziness with it, very simple. And Garnacho fares the assist, keeping it simple again. Simplicity is sometimes the best thing to do. You know, and Garnacho kept it simple with the assist. Got the ball out wide and just straight away, oh, okay, cut back straight back to you. Unmarked, bit of space, placed the shot, and 2-0. So I think today Manchester United could have had quite a few goals. We could have had 5 or 6 goals today, and that's not a it's not a common feat. People will say, it's only Fcsb, it's only Steaua Bucharest. Well, it's Steaua Bucharest away, and what a bloody atmosphere as well, by the way. Loud, very loud in that arena. It's a massive venue as well, absolutely massive. I thought it looked a little bit smaller from the outside, but looking at the venue on the inside, that's massive. That's a massive ass venue, massive ass stadium. A bit like the Turkish stadiums, it's a cauldron. You know, it's feels like you're walking into a gladiator arena, and the atmosphere is hostile. Probably minus the excessive flares and fire and explosions and everything that the Turks like to set off, but definitely a very strong atmosphere. So the fans for Bucharest definitely turned up tonight, and Man United fans did so as well. So I just think all round for tonight, we did what we came to do. It was 2-0. Didn't need to overcomplicate it, and I think it's just a classic away European game, right? Where it's a must-win. You don't go all guns blazing, gun ho, and throw everything at the game. Just settle it down, control it, establish yourself a lead, and then just pick the moment to score. You know, pick the moments. And I think we did that today. I do. I think we did that today. We just needed to be patient for the breakthrough. Finally found that breakthrough when we turned to go a little bit more offensive in the second half, and we saw the balance of the game change with the first goal going in. And overall, I just think the key to the success of the second half was definitely Mainoo in that number 10. And I think we have found the starting position of Kobbie Mainoo in this team. It is now being exposed. The light has shone. Kobbie Mainoo in the 10. Fernandez swapped back into the 8. Play there next to Agate. Xerxes up top. I think Amorim is definitely slowly but surely seeing it. He's feeling it. He's given players and multiple chances in positions, and watching him do it is a little bit frustrating at times. But he's starting to feel that there's a groove going on here with certain players in certain positions. I think he's going to learn a little bit more about this team and the players that he currently has. Sometimes these things take a bit of time, and I think he's finding, you know, what works for this team, who works where. And I think with Dorgu coming in, that's a player he wants. That fits his system. That fits his profile. That should hopefully sort out, for the meantime, should sort out the left wing back. I just think it's getting the balance on that left side 10 and knowing what goes on the right hand side of the pitch. I think the defence just sorts itself out, and I think once you figure out the balance of midfield between the 10s and the 8s/6s, then it becomes obvious. I think once you cracked that code with that midfield balance, I think you will have truly found the strongest team with this selection of players. And then actually, from a manager's perspective, the building work becomes a little bit easier. Yeah, it does become a little bit easier because you know what you need to do next. Whereas if it was just all over the place and nobody really fit any position, it's sort of like, I've got to really go through just get players for every single position. If you've got players that can do a job in certain positions, you go, I think with better, more suited teammates around him in the different roles, that player, I can see where he's going to come good. Let's try to unlock it. And I think unlocking the potential of players is going to be definitely fundamentally important. And if not for the players we sign for today, the players in the academy. I mean, Judah Robbie Martin, finding goals, finding the back of the net. The Sekou Kone, he's doing bits in the academy games. He's looking like a proper player. The former Arsenal player, Heaven, I think he looks like a player with a whole bag of tricks. Probably not as much a centre back than anything else, though. He's probably more adapted to being a midfielder. I think that's where he's more or less started, actually. I think he started out being as a midfielder, but was transitioned into being a centre back. I don't think he's necessarily very strong with his defending capabilities as far as a centre back goes. I think maybe something could be said about his midfield defensive capabilities, maybe as a 6, but definitely in terms of his talent ability. It's one to look out for. I don't know whether it's going to be the case that he sort of really makes it into the first team and stays there. It's probably a get him to a point where he's good enough to be sold for a very substantial profit. We'll have to see about that. So yeah, definitely man of the match for me tonight has got to be Kobbie Mainoo. Major difference maker, without question. I think where he plays in that 10, it improves the game of the teammates around him, much like what Xerxes should be doing on the pitch, is improving the teammates around him. And if you've got players that sort of scratch each other's backs, I think you can find a very, very strong balance of play. and let's exploit it. So yeah, for me, man of the match, Kobe Mainoo, number 10, every day of the week. He is him. He is him in the 10. So yeah, let me know who your man of the match is for this game and what your thoughts of the game were. Do you agree that Kobe Mainoo is cut out to be the 10 that we so desperately need up top? And shall we push Bruno back into where Kobe plays in the 8/6? Um, Share with us your thoughts and your feelings about that. And don't forget to smash a like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And we'll see you again, possibly tomorrow, for a match preview of the Crystal Palace game on Sunday. So, yeah, catch you guys again very soon. Take care. And, yeah, Kobe Mainoo, let's go.